So looking forward to retirement, there is a lot of financial planning to do. You know, what my budget is, what I'm trying to achieve here, exactly how much of my income I need to replace in my retirement. There's a lot of financial planning that has already been done and a lot to come. And I'll be sharing all kinds of videos on what my budget looks like, the income I'm going to want to replace from my current salary and how I'm going to do that and how much of that I actually need to replace in my retirement. My retirement is phase 1 and then my husband's retirement is phase 2. In this video, I'm going to share some tools I use for planning my retirement, planning my husband's retirement as well, and where some of my inspiration has come from. Part of my inspiration has come from the I Will Teach You to Be Rich podcast. That podcast focuses on, your rich life today, not just your rich life in retirement, because what's the good of, making yourself miserable, trying to budget and save today for a future, which you might not even get to, unfortunately. I hope you do. I hope I do. But we deserve to have a good time, our partners, for ourselves, with our family, like now, especially if you have children while they're young. And so that podcast has really been inspiring to me. Along the way, I did follow the baby steps. So I know Dave Ramsey is very divisive. And so maybe I'll end up throwing the baby out with the bathwater. I don't know. But, I have his teachings, which of course are based on, grandma and scripture, as he says. So he just certainly didn't invent them, but he packaged it in a very consumable way that was helpful to me. Choose FI podcast I find very inspiring, and also Bigger Pockets podcasts. I know there's tons of them out there. Let me know your favorites in the comments, but there's just only so much time, and I got all the inspiration I need from those sources. Oh, and also the book Die with Zero. That has been very inspiring. Main takeaway for me for Die with Zero is that adult children, they are financially independent, but it seems to be a lot harder for them to be making their way on modest incomes than it was for us. So I'd rather give them their inheritance now. I raised them in a way, my husband and I raised them in a way where they understand sound money principles and the importance of being smart about money. I feel good helping them out along the way, if they need help with a down payment. I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to give them and my grandchildren money while I'm alive rather than them waiting till I'm dead. And hopefully, I'll live to be 85 and then they'll be, 60 and they'll have already lived a lot of their lives, and it'll be a lot more useful to them now. So those are my many inspirations. And also there are people in my life I won't, talk about or embarrass them, but there are people in my life who I've learned what not to do and what to do from. So always pay attention to the people around you and have conversations with those who are willing to share with you. All right, I'll talk about the tools I use and where I put my money, just generally speaking. I have 2 IRAs. One is set up for myself and my employees to be able to contribute money and have that money matched. And so that's a tax advantage because as the owner, I can, deduct what I match myself. So that's nice. Probably will just leave that account there, for tax purposes until I retire and then roll it over to where my other IRA is at, and then also we have my husband and I, well, it's our money. We combine finances and it's a community property state. So it's our money. Both view it that way. We have a public account and that's kind of for fun, kind of for educational. Like if that money all just disappeared, we'd be really sad, but we'd still be able to maintain our retirement plans. So that's where we just research stock and, buy some stocks we think look good. And then my husband has his employer accounts and then a pension that he'll draw on, which will be different amounts depending on when he retires. So those are the tools we use as far as where to put their money. How we keep track of it is simple. I have a little money notebook where I calculate our net worth every month. And I also have a spreadsheet where we can do that, but I just prefer paper, but at least I have it like digitally, you know, in case this burns or something. And then my money goals, I just put my bullet journal. I'm gonna write our money monthly goals, and the big goal right now is not to spend what I earn, so that when I retire, I know we don't need that money to live on. So to put that into savings or even generosity, but knowing like we might have to cut back on our monetary generosity and get more of our time in retirement, but just keeping an eye on, could we have lived without my income? And then the budgeting tool we use right now is EveryDollar, because I paid for the year subscription. I really like EveryDollar because you have to drag every expense that your bank downloads into the right category. I tried other budgeting apps and they're just always putting things in the wrong category. I know they're supposed to learn, but if you have a budgeting app that you really, really love, please go ahead and let me know what your favorites are in the comments. I just want one that's super simple. Okay, so those are the inspirations. That's where we keep our money, and that's how we keep track of our money. Pretty simple and easy. We have as much as we can on auto investing, like with our public account. All right, let me know what your inspirations are right now, what tools you use, how to keep track of your money, where you like to put your money, and I'll see you in the comments.